What's up, guys? So in this week's lesson behind the logbook, I'm going to break down something that I experimented with in my last phase. This is phase 7, week 5 on the pitch shark Jefferson squat. Now, I tried a little bit of a different approach, and that is letting go of the pitch shark for 1 second of no motion, complete stillness in the deep stretch before grabbing back on and driving myself back up. I also added a straight arm out in front of me cue that kept my torso line like a goblet squat position. So here's what I learned. Traditionally, I've always done this movement with both hands holding on, and just to be clear, I'm not holding on to pull myself up. The purpose is to pull myself slightly forward so my hips and trunk stay stacked upright. That way, as I descend, my glutes get the best possible stretch without dumping tension into my lower back. In my earlier phases, I kept both my hands on the entire time. But in phase 7, I started experimenting with letting go for 1 second in that deep stretch position. This made sure that there was no motion or rocking, just complete stillness before I came back up. I combined that with extending my other arm forward as a cue for alignment, and that tweak completely changed the feel of the exercise. So let's look at the difference between the traditional both hands on style and then this release pause plus free arm variation.
And even though holding on will give you a better base, that changes your shoulder and upper back position. It can draw the elbows in and collapse the chest slightly. And that subtle shift can mess with the torso alignment, especially if you don't consciously fight to keep the ribs down and chest open.
There's also a deeper mind to muscle connection because that pause in the lengthened position gives you time to consciously feel the glutes stretch and contract, reinforcing them as the prime movers.
So in this week's lesson behind the logbook, I learned 2 things. First, keeping one hand off during the Jefferson allowed my body to be better aligned throughout the movement. Second, taking my hand off in the deep stretch position forced a more intentional pause, one that created true stability at the bottom, and that extra second not only made the pause more authentic, but it also drove more stimulus into my glutes.